Welcome back to another edition of the My Portfolio series, where I walk through some project management tools I created and used across multiple companies in my career with lots of success on multiple projects. This video's topic is on project scorecards. We'll start with the 5 Ws and 1H framework, and then I will demo a real example at the end. So, what is a project scorecard? Well, it's a tool that provides a concise and comprehensive overview of a project's status, which includes things like key milestones, risks, and other critical factors that are essential for evaluating project performance. Why would you use one? It's a project manager's best friend when it comes to effectively communicating project status to stakeholders or other interested parties by providing clear, quantifiable, and visual first data. This helps others quickly understand where the project stands, identify potential risks, and make informed decisions. It also promotes transparency and accountability, ensuring that all parties are on the same page regarding the project's progress. Who would benefit from one? Well, stakeholders, including executives, clients, team members, and other project managers, all benefit from using a project scorecard. For stakeholders, it offers a snapshot into the project's health, while for project managers, it provides a structured way to monitor progress and manage risks, ultimately improving decision making and project outcomes. When should the project scorecard be used? Uh, Regular basis, really. I would typically use one on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, depending on my team meeting schedule, and package it up into a weekly email for stakeholders. It should be updated and reviewed by the project team before being shared. That last part about reviewing with the team is critical in case someone follows up with an individual directly. You don't want to get caught reporting the wrong thing and putting someone else in a potentially bad spot. So, where would I use one? In various settings, from stakeholder meetings like steering committees all the way to your team reviews. It can be presented in physical meetings printed out or shared via email, like I mentioned earlier, or accessed through other software where it is stored, making it a versatile tool for communication across different formats. All right, well, that's all great. How do you use one? Well, now it's time for a demo. Here's an example in a slide deck, and we'll just kind of walk through all the pieces starting in the top left where we have project name. That feels kind of self-explanatory. But directly below that, we have a workstream owner. And this could be someone who's a program level manager, VP, or really anyone who is considered a primary stakeholder for the success of this project or initiative. Next to that, we have lead, and I just generically add lead 1 and 2 here because that might be a mixture of a project manager and or business lead who can act as a single point of contact for the overall status of the project or initiative. Lastly, at the top there, we have status report date, and that's updated whenever a noteworthy change is made to the scorecard, likely once a week during those team meetings. At the top, you've likely noticed the 5 green bubbles, which hopefully remain green, but we all know that's not always the case. These live at the top to act as a visual cue on the project's health. They use similar RAG statuses as the one in the action plan section below. The best part being that if an executive has about 2 minutes to review their portfolio of active projects, they can quickly scan a series of slides like this one and quickly hone in on what's not going well based on the RAG status and review the key message section to determine why something is not in a green status. The scope section is ideally what was agreed upon when the project or initiative first started. But if that's changed, we want to help identify that using the RAG bubble here. Schedule is if the project is running behind for any reason. We can identify that here, and the RAG gives us some sense of how bad it really is. Issues. As project managers, we'll already know that issues are considered unforeseen risks that arise on a project that require some level of attention until they're resolved. I purposely don't call out risks since we should have mitigation plans defined for those that allow us to stay on track. Resources are oftentimes key resources get sick or decide to jump ship and join another company. This is a great way to help push through job requisitions to decision makers when needed. And the last bubble there for overall is a bit of art and science. Having worked on reputational risk type projects, it's common to have a bunch of balls in the air at one time, and sometimes those balls get dropped. It's important to know which balls can bounce back and which will fall and break. This bubble allows me some control over sounding the red alert to stakeholders. If any of these bubbles are anything less than green, there should be an accompanying note in the key messages section or issues section below. The description box on the left here is often helpful for organizations or departments who have multiple initiatives going on at the same time and need a quick refresher on what is this project meant to accomplish. A PM should be able to summarize the project's impact in 1 or 2 sentences. Key messages and accomplishments. I fully subscribe to the idea that little wins snowball and people should be recognized for getting stuff done. Both things play a big role in the morale of a team. So this box allows me to do that while staying action-oriented and factual. The bottom left box is like a oh shit box. I use this to substantiate anything that's not green or where major pivots may have taken place. If things are on fire, I would expect this box to take up the most space on the left-hand side of the slide. The action plan on the right is really the key steps and milestones of a project. We are constrained by the available space on the page, so you should anticipate this being a rolling list. As time goes on, completed milestones at the top will be deleted and new items will be added to the bottom. Depending on the length of the project, I like to keep as many completes as I can on the page. It makes me feel good and others feel good seeing their accomplishments and almost acts as if it's its own Gantt chart, letting people know how close we are to the finish. Hopefully you found some value in this video from Project Scorecards. If you would like to contact me for anything, my information is here on the slide. You can pause the video now or find more information in the description.